I'm going to jail. I've already contacted the proper authorities to turn myself in, but before I'm thrown in the oubliette, let me tell you why. You see, I'm a liar. This lovely community member had a fantastic suggestion for my series, Pathfinder Impossible Battles, and I obliged, crafting a video worthy of you all, or so I thought. Because you see, I'm stupid. My brain is cooked. I misread this entirely, seeing gorilla versus men and immediately chasing the internet trend like a dumb baboon myself. And that's not what this person wanted, and that's unacceptable. Because I consider my job to be equally, if not more important than an investigative journalist or a UN peacekeeper. So here I am, to make amends. Let's close the book on this primate chapter with how many commoners does it take to defeat a gorilla. Here we are once again, but this time the odds are a little more even. It's a 1v1. A man versus man's closest relative. Let's do this. Our commoner actually rolled higher on initiative, just beating the gorilla out by 3. He's alone this time, no power of the mob to aid in his strikes. I think a man crazy enough to challenge a gorilla to a 1v1 fight would take an action to get right up in his face. Pick up some rocks from the ruins and chuck them. Miss just by 1 though. No power of the mob this time to give him that +1. He's all alone. And that's a miss. It's now our gorilla's turn. This could be ugly. His fists have 10-foot range. Hit, damage is rolled, and the commoner's dead. That's round 1. Here we go with round 2. And he brought a friend. Our gorilla rolled the lowest once again. I think the natural thing for 2 men to do in this situation is sort of start flanking the gorilla, trying to confuse its attention. He would move right here. The gorilla is probably really freaking him out, but he's gonna chuck a rock. Miss, that's a miss. Second rock is a miss by 5. Now it's his friend's turn. Do the same thing exactly. Natural 20, that's a critical hit. That crit did a nice chunk of his health. Second attack is a critical miss. Now it's the gorilla's turn. With that 10-foot reach, the gorilla doesn't even have to move. He can just strike right back. That's a hit, and goodbye. He still has 2 more actions and he's angry. Miss and a miss. That's okay. Even strongest monkey misses sometime. This guy just watched his friend get obliterated, so I think he's a little freaked out. He's gonna try and climb this. He got a 12 in athletics. That's not gonna do it to climb this precarious pillar. Panicked with 1 action left, he's going to chuck a rock. And that's a natural 1. Gorilla's gonna get right up in there, use his jaws, and sayonara. He survived. He has 3 HP left. I would not want to be him after that though. And the fist is coming to nail him to that pillar. A natural 1! The man lives! In Pathfinder Impossible Battles, there's no retreating. He's gonna flail out with all his actions, just using his fist. Hit, okay. 6 damage, not bad. Natural 20, like a wolf, he's pressed into a corner. 10 damage, he's almost killing this guy by himself. And a miss. That's all she wrote. Chomp. How about 4 men versus a gorilla? Who has rolled lowest initiative again? Our gorilla keeps going last. I'd say with 4, they're definitely more confident now. This guy's gonna rush right in, miss, and a hit. 5 damage right to the gorilla's face. He's gonna join his buddy. Not quite a flank yet. Still a hit though. 5 damage, another hit, 4 damage. Not bad at all. He's going to get right up here, and now the gorilla is flanked unfortunately for him. Off guard, -2 AC. That's a hit, 5 damage. This might be easier than I thought in real life, guys. You should try this with your friends. Last commoner before the gorilla goes. That's a miss, even though the gorilla's flanked, and that's another miss. Let's see if our friend can come back from this. He does have a trick up his sleeve. Frightening display. Just going crazy style, beating his chest, gnashing out. Let's see if these guys can resist the fear. None of them make it. Their fists are stronger than their will. These guys are frightened 1 and off guard to the gorilla, and this guy critically failed, so he's off guard as well and frightened 2. This could turn the tide. That ability is really powerful. With his last action, he is going to snap out with his jaw. I suspect a hit, and that's a critical hit, natural 20. It does not look good for this lad. 14 damage, goodbye. Oops, I did that to the gorilla. 14 damage, goodbye. There we go. With 1 less man, can they repeat the success of their last round? That's a miss. That's a hit, even though he's frightened. 6 damage, not bad at all. And that's a critical miss. But he's no longer frightened. That's a miss. That's a hit. Even while frightened, they are still brave together. 5 damage, uh-oh. And a miss. The last of the 3 musketeers. Miss. Critical miss, and a miss. He's still frightened though, because he critically failed. The gorilla could end this right now. He'll retaliate against the man who just hit him, snapping down on his head. That's a hit, even though he rolled a 4. 9 damage. I think the guy is alive by, 1 HP left. But time to finish the job. That's a hit, and he's dead, goodbye. We'll swing around and get this guy now. And that's another hit, rolling a 16. Looks like it could be a win for the gorilla unless he can clutch it. Oh, important note, the gorilla's not off guard anymore because he's not being flanked. His AC goes back up. He misses, and misses, even though he rolled a natural 19. Oh, I'm sorry, son. The road ends here. Critical hit. How fitting. 20 damage with 1 hit. Goodbye. Well, that's a lovely note it gave us. Well, now the commoner's ranks have doubled. Let's see if this will do it. I have a feeling it could be close either way. Start with initiative. Click, 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 click. Our gorilla doesn't go last this time, but he doesn't go first either. This guy does. I think when you have some numbers like this and you're close to a strategic position, this guy's gonna get a little freaky with it. He's gonna try to climb this with an athletics check. Natural 1, nope. He's stuck at the bottom. No one can climb this pile of rubble right here. Well, probably a little freaked out. He's gonna grab a piece of that rubble, a rock, and chuck it at the gorilla. And that's a critical miss. He's gonna charge on in there, take some hits with his fist, got his buddies behind him, critical miss. Ooh, almost an 18, but critical miss. He's gonna join his friend. No power of the mob. There needs to be 3 of them next to each other, unfortunately. That's a miss. That's a natural 18, and that hits. Only rolling a 1 on the dice for 3 damage. It's now our ape's turn. He didn't like being punched in the side. He's gonna punch right back with a natural 20. Oh my god. Critical damage, 24 damage, dead. And that was only his first action too. Misses with his second attack, misses with his third attack, unfortunately. I get why this is such a tough debate on the internet. Even outnumbered, the gorilla's just so strong. This guy has enough movement to flank, just barely, nice. Drawing a line between those two. The gorilla's now off guard. Hits with his first attack, 4 damage. Just missed with his second attack. This guy's gonna try to circle him, chuck some rocks along the way. That's a miss, that's a miss. This lad's gonna attempt to scramble up. We've seen how well that goes. Almost a natural 20, but at 13, okay, not terrible, but I wouldn't say enough to scramble up there. Looking for at least a 15. But he hits with a rock. So embarrassed from the failed climb, he tries to compensate. 4 damage, not bad. He's going to move on in there, setting up for that power of the mob, getting 3 of them next to each other. Natural 1. Unfortunate. Hits with his second attack though, 5 damage. And he'll move on in there. Power of the mob is activated. Time for him to sling rocks with that +1 he gets now. Pretty good. That's a miss still though, and a miss. Unfortunate. A nice surround is brewing, so this guy is going to go over here. Miss just by 1 though. Natural 19, that's a hit. 4 damage. This guy's going to step over his comrade's fallen body. Power of the mob is activated. 7, nope, that won't do it. 17. Total 19, that'll do it. 4 damage to our gorilla. But now it's revenge time. Frightening display. Yep, that's everyone. I see failures across the board except for 1 guy. Nice. You get a critical fail. You succeeded, my friend, my brave soul. Critical fail. Critical fail. Yeah, that ability's nasty. His last action? Time to fist. Wait.
Very poor choice of words.
Hit. He only rolled a 3 on the dice, I think. But brings it up to 14. Nice. And the commoners are off guard because they're frightened. 12 damage. 1 down. I guess that's 2 down now. Let's see how they do in this frightened round. Hit. Nice. 6 damage. Big. Natural 1, that's less big. These guys lose the power of the mob because their 3rd friend died. They want to maintain that flank though, so they'll stay over here. That'll miss, and that'll miss. Extra frightened from that critical fail. He's definitely going to try to scramble up now. Athletics check? Nope. That's a 7. He's going to keep doing it though. He's just terrified. Another 7. And there's that 15 we're looking for. He's up there, and slightly less frightened now. Miss, even with power of the mob. Critical miss, critical miss. But he's no longer frightened. This guy has to stay here to maintain that power of the mob, so he'll keep throwing rocks. Hit. Nice. 4 damage. He was never frightened. Not even once. Miss, and that's a now 1. He is extra frightened. Miss, critical miss, and that's a miss. Gorilla time. He's gonna swing over this guy's head to the one who hit him with a rock with his 10-foot fist. That's a hit. With a 19, 13 damage. Goodbye, rock boy. He'll turn on the ones who are frightened, and so they're off guard. Lower AC. Hit. 11 damage. Another dead. Did you think the gorilla would lose? I never doubted. Last hit. Hit. All 3 hits this turn. Exactly 10 damage. 3 hits, 3 dead. It's still close though. There's still 3 left. Anything can happen. If they're gonna have any hope, he's gonna have to go around and flank. Keep that off guard. Natural 20. This guy's group leader. Only 6 damage though. But 1 or 2 more hits and that could do it. This guy has the high ground, so I'm going to give him a +1 circumstance bonus to his roll with his rock. That's a miss by 1 because of the fright. Dang.
and his other attacks missed, but no longer frightened. No more power of the mob, unfortunately. They're all spread out. Missed just by 3, unfortunate. 17, that'll hit just by 2. They did it! That was enough!
Thanks for watching. I'm really hoping to grow this channel, so please subscribe and of course leave suggestions down below. Take care.